Hi, welcome to Design Your Destiny, Unleash Your Vision, Goal Setting and Time Management Workshop. I am Sonia Lan and I am a recovering procrastinator. I am a life and business coach, a mom to 7 world changers. I have owned several businesses from nonprofit charities to multi-level marketing and also brick and mortar companies. Today I am going to be teaching on goal setting and time management. So wherever you are in your business or in your life journey, this workshop can help you define your goals and which ones to execute on right now. I want to congratulate you for showing up and watching this workshop. You could be doing so many other things right now, but you're choosing to show up and be proactive about your life and dreams. I do not take that lightly, so let's hop right in because we have so much to cover, and it's all going to be about goals, vision, time management, and I also will be going over a 12-week planner that I designed as well. I don't know if you know this, but most companies run by annual goals, which leads to quarterly goals for the year. So what that means is they project what their goals are for the year, and then they break it down within that annual year. I am going to touch a bit on that because it is why I designed the planner. But what if you could accomplish your 12-month goal within 12 weeks? Would you be interested in finding out how and what I'm talking about? Okay, good, because I am going to share that with you today. That is for the goal getters and the high achievers. I am super excited to see what you do within the next 12 weeks. The new year is fast approaching. People are starting to think about their New Year resolutions and goals for 2018, but you will have a head start, and this time you will follow through on the New Year's resolutions and 2018 goals with the help of this workshop and Destiny Planner. Whatever your goal is, maybe it's a job, income, hobby, fitness, health, or relationships, I'm excited to see what you have accomplished by following these simple methods and the planner. I designed my last several years by working off a quarterly goal mentality, and that is what the planner is modeled after. But I have found a new tip on executing faster, so like I promised, I will go over that in a bit. So let's talk about goals. What is the goal? A goal is defined as an aim or desired result, the destination of a journey. I love that because it is definitely a journey, a process to get to your destiny. A goal states the destination, the where, the when, but not the how. That is the action plan. The how is the action plan. The key to developing a goal quickly is to stay focused on the goal until it is clear, and then you set up the game plan / action plan. So we're going to be goal setting the smart way. SMART goals. So a SMART goal is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and give me a second, time specific. So that is an acronym, SMART, S-M-A-R-T, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time specific. So under specific, you can state clearly where you're going. What exactly do you want to accomplish? You can write this down, or you can just go back over the workshop and ask these questions to yourself. But I also will throw it in an email and send it out to you guys so you have that these questions available. So basically the specific part of the SMART goal is you can state clearly where you are going. What exactly do you want to accomplish? What will it look like when you reach your objective? Choose a time frame that makes sense for this objective and tell me exactly what you want to have accomplished by then. Be more specific. What is the outcome that you want out of that specific goal? Measurable. You've included a way to measure your progress. How can you quantify this goal? Put it into a number so we'll know when you've reached it. You said you want more of a balanced life, more income, more time freedom to spend with your family, or traveling, to lose more weight. Define what you mean by more. How could you state this objective so your progress towards it is measurable? Attainable. It is within your capabilities and depends only on you. Is this goal within your capabilities? Is it reasonably possible? Does this goal depend on anyone else's choices? How can we reword it so it depends only on you? So an example of that is like, if you're relying, say that you have a team and you're relying on your numbers being built off of your team, and that whole goal number is off of your whole entire team, then I would say that you need to break that down. You need to reword it so that it only depends on you and not your whole team. Like, yes, take them into account as well, but don't focus just on, oh, 5 people on my team are going to be bringing this in, so that's going to give me my overall goal for this quarter. Don't do that. Do one specific for what your goal is, what you're going to bring in that quarter. As well as, like, let's use that in an example of relationships. So if you're wanting to better communicate in your relationship, but you're also relying on that other person, that they have to do something in their part, then you need to redo that whole goal area of the communication in the relationship to where you're only going to be responsible and what you're going to say and what you're going to do, but not based off the other person's actions or inaction. So, okay, let's move on to relevant. Relevant, you care enough about this goal to make it a priority. Why is it important to you? What are you willing to let go of or cut off from your schedule to work on this goal? On a scale of 1 to 10, how important is it to you to reach this goal? And I really suggest doing that, because if it's a 6 to 10, then you're really going to know that you have to buckle down. You're going to not watch TV, your favorite show. You're not going to go out to hanging out with your friends and doing birthday parties that quarter so that you could crush your goal. So time specific, it has a deadline. By when will you reach the goal, or by when will you have established this new habit? When will you start, and what's your deadline? So if you want to hunker down and accomplish these goals, you got to ask yourself all the time, is what I'm doing now taking me closer toward my goal? Your mindset must be short-term sacrifice, long-term gain. If you are going to accomplish any goal in life, it really has to be short-term sacrifice, long-term gain. What am I going to give up short-term so that in the long term, I'm where I need to be? That means skipping out on lunch with coworkers, birthday parties, dancing with friends, watching your favorite TV series, and not planning any vacations during the duration of that short period of time, so that you can crush your goals, so that you can set out for the things that you want to do, instead of saying, man, like, I didn't crush that goal. Why? Because I decided I wanted to go on vacation and watch a little more This Is Us and Scandal and whatever TV shows that are out there. So right now I'm going to read some quotes from my planner that I designed. This is the planner. It's a Design Your Destiny 90-day planner. And I'm just going to pick out some quotes every day. In the Daily Destiny Plan, it has quotes that can encourage you and motivate you. You have the keys to unlock your destiny, someone else's, plus cities and nations. Keep getting back up. That's the secret of successful people. We all make mistakes. We all get weary. Get back up. # be more. And that's from Sandy Krakowski. So I have quotes from myself, Sandra Krakowski, the Bible, Joyce Myers, Chalene Johnson, a lot of my mentors that really had an impact in my life with pushing forward and goal setting and time management. So God is an equal opportunity employer. Everyone has an equal opportunity to be blessed and used by Him. That's from Joyce Myers. And then Allison L. Ben-Shabbat. She was a mentor of mine closer to like 10 years ago, all the way up until now, and she still is. And one of her quotes that I always had in my head throughout this whole time, because I was just like such a time management, like planning everything out, just so I didn't procrastinate. So one of my favorite quotes from her was, "You cannot change what you do not know, and you do not know what you do not track." And that really helped me, because if you don't know what you need to change and what you're doing already, because it's not helping you get to your goal, then you won't change it. But if you know it, but then you're not tracking it, then you're never going to know where you're falling short. So tracking has a huge part of goal setting and time management. Let's do some others. It's easier to keep up than catch up. Her heart is full of another world when her hands are most busy about another world. And let's see some others. And have a reminder in there to love. 1 Corinthians 13. Don't we all need that? Don't we all need that reminder to keep our love on? And do not fear, be made perfect in his love. 1 John 4:18. And I'm going to do 2 more. Well done, my good and faithful servant. You have been faithful in a small amount, so now I will give you more. And that is from Matthew 25:23. And this is from an unknown. You know what? It's going to be hard as hell. There will be days where you want to quit, but if you quit, there will be more work in the future. And that, I do not know who to quote on that, so that is an unknown. But those are some of the quotes from the planner to encourage you and motivate you every day. So let's review the goal setting area in the planner and reverse engineer your goals. So a yearly goal breaks down to a quarterly, to a monthly, to a weekly, to daily implementation. And then you do it again every 12 weeks. So I'm going to show you the goal setting area in the planner. So, and there's a free PDF download so that you can actually go through the planner, see what each page is. It is 322 pages, so I don't recommend printing it out. Just download the PDF, see if this is a planner that would fit your lifestyle. So right in the beginning, I have the client and prospect tracking area, just because that should be like one of the first things you do when you start your day. When you're doing your power hour, like that is one of the first things is you should be doing income producing activities, and that should be contacting customers and or prospects. So here is the vision and mission statement area, a vision for your personal and family, and a mission for your personal and family as well. So this is the personal and family area. So I'm going to go over what a vision is. A vision is a mental image of what the future will or could be like. Think about what you want for your future and family, and also for your personal and business. So a mission is your purpose. It is the vision carried out. Our mission is to walk alongside. Okay, so I'm reading what my mission is for a nonprofit that I have founded that reaches women in the adult entertainment industry. And so our mission is to walk alongside of women who have been victims of sexual exploitation, help them to become overcomers so they can be the warrior that they were called to be. And one for my business side, my mission is I help passion-driven creatives to find their purpose, passion in life, and turn that into a profitable business. And so there's a section for vision and mission for your business. And then this is the destiny goal area. So this basically is like a brain dump of you just putting down every single thing that you want to accomplish on this earth while you are alive. And you just write that down there. And then I have broken it down to where you actually have it to different areas, like your goals for spiritual, family, career, business, fitness, personal, social, relationships, educational, financial, and then your annual income goal, and then also community. I feel like that's a huge part into well-rounding goals in all areas of your lives, is like, what am I doing? What do I want to do in the community? How do I want to make an impact in the community? And Destiny Mountains. So the 7 mountains are 7 areas in society that influence the way we think. Our culture is shaped by these 7 societal influences. What do you feel called to? And these are 7 mountains that are family, religion, government, law, education, media/news, arts, entertainment, business, and economics. And typically we fall under one of those categories. We could fall under 1 or 2 of them, or actually like 2 or 3 of them, but you're only 1 or 2. And so, I fall under a lot of the business, family, and religion, but mainly under business, because my Christianity, my family is just so ingrained in me. It's just a value. It is just something that I naturally do. But business is an area that I feel called to, that I have to fight for, that I have to like really say, okay, God, like, I really do not feel like doing this. And then he gives me the energy in the areas that I'm weak in. And so that's one area. I can break that down a little bit more. I'm going to be offering time management coaching sessions and goal setting sessions at the end. So if you want to hone in on your goals and get a little more specific with the plan, we can do that. So then right here is an area for you to write down your short-term goals, which are your quarterly goals. Those are short-term goals. And then you break it down to your monthly goals right here, each step. Like, this is detailed. If you will love this if you are a detail-oriented person, because every single step, every single action is written out with a start and a done date. And if you are not detail-oriented, you are going to love this as well, because you need this. This is something that you need in your life right now, so that your life isn't all over the place, that you have it in one place with specific dates, start dates and done dates. And then you break it down weekly. So from monthly, you break it down what you need to do weekly and in that quarter. And then here is an destiny goal execution plan. So basically you can have it all in one place on this page, and breaking that down. And this is another area that I just love, because I love teaching my kids what I know. We're called to train them up and teach them. And one area that I know that schools kind of lack on is goal setting for them. Like, yeah, they goal set for, okay, I want to learn how, to do certain educational activities, but it's not, goal setting for overall life. And so I had included a kid's destiny and goal area here. So, and then I put, I have quite a bit of kids. I have 7 kids, remember? So I have 2 areas so that you could have your kids, all your kids in one place. I have mamas, friends that are mamas that have, 10 and 12 kids. So that's all there for you. They can write down activities that they want to do, start a business, their grades, their attitude, and then also house chores. So I know, like, my daughter last year, one of her goals was to start helping out and unloading and loading the dishwasher. So, guess what? This last year she's been doing that. So it's such a blessing to have that, because then you can sit and go over that with your kids. So So let's see how we would break that down. We went over the quarterly goal, monthly to weekly to daily implementation. So I'm going to give an example of you having to reverse engineer recruiting 10 people a month. So let's do that. Okay, so in a quarter we have 3 months. So if you want to recruit 10 people a month, that's 30 people in 3 months. And just say that an average that we're going to go off of is a third. So a third of people. So when you're reverse engineering, you're going to have to know if you're going to recruit 30 people in 3 months, you're going to have to know how many people you need to be in front of giving a presentation, to a sales presentation, a recruiting presentation, or whatever, to hit that goal of 30 in 3 months. So let's go off of a third. So let's see, what is a third of 30? I'm not great at math, so this may take a little bit. So that would be 90 people that you would have to get in front of and give a presentation to for a third to say yes. And then let's see, you'd have to break that down actually even more. So you'd have to reverse that. So it would actually be 90, be actually about 270 people total that you would actually have to be in front of, and then you would approach them for a sales presentation. So that's where you're going to get your 90 people at that are saying yes to a sales or a sales presentation and or a recruiting presentation. So that's the 90 people. So 270 people you'd have to get in front of. 90 people of that 270 will say yes. Out of that 90, 30 people in 3 months will say yes. And that's just going off of an average of 1/3. So that's how you reverse engineer. I hope you kind of get that. So let's do one that is for weight loss. Say that you want to lose 50 pounds in 3 months. So you'd basically have to reverse engineer that. So 50 divided by 3 months, and that is about 17 pounds a month. And then what you would do is you break that down. So break down that 16 pounds divided by the 4 or 5 weeks that you have in a month, and that would be 4 pounds a week. And so I hope you're getting what reverse engineering is. Anyways, I think that that's just so amazing that you can break down each goal. Like, you can literally reverse engineer at where you need to start at and exactly all the steps that are going to happen within that time frame, from 3 months to a month, and then weekly. And then, so anyways, I'm just super excited for you to learn all of this stuff and to finally just have an action plan on what needs to be done. Now, if you're a goal getter and you want to achieve that 12-month annual goal within 12 weeks, you would reverse engineer that down into quarterly, monthly, weekly, and daily. So instead of doing your quarterly goal, you're going to look at, okay, in a year, where do I want to be? What is my yearly goal? And then you're going to condense that down into the quarterly, monthly, weekly, and daily, like we just did it. Now, you're going to be super busy. Like if you're going to take that year goal and you're going to condense it down into 3 months, you really have to be super hyper focused, and nothing can get in your way. Nothing at all. Like you're going to have to literally be an overcomer that 3 months, because I can tell you everything will come in the way to try to stop you from achieving that goal. Every excuse that could be laid out for you, you are going to want to say, you know what, I give myself a pass. And how do I know that? Because it's happened to me, and I can tell you every single thing had happened once I decided I am going to execute this goal, these goals. It's going to be done. This is the launch date. Every single stop was pulled during that time, but I didn't let it. And some of the stuff that I'm going to be sharing is actually from a book called The 12-Week Year. He teaches on executing your company annual goals within 12 weeks. Why would you want to stretch it out to 12 months if you can buckle down and execute it in 90 days? So the concept is to think, what long-term goals can I accomplish by crushing it in 90 days and 12 weeks versus a whole year, 12 months. So when I read The 12-Week Year, it changed my productivity level so much. And I already thought, like, with this concept of my quarterly planner that I have been using the last 10 years, I already thought, like, wow, like this thing is helping me so much. My productivity level is up here. Like, I thought that I had like this genius thing that came out, and then I see that there is this book. During launching this planner, I read this book, and this book is what helped me during the process of launching the planner, because I was going through so many personal issues. So many things came out in the woodworks. My sister passed away. I was in the process of separation. It was a high stressful time for me to launch my online course, my planner. But that book actually helped me push through the noise and everything that was going on in my head about time management issues, and rising above and overcoming all the things that were going to come once I made the decision that I was going to execute my goals in 12 weeks or 12 months and condensed down to 12 weeks. So sometimes you just got to rise above the real issues of life and keep on going for the prize. It is in the midst of feeling like you want to give up that you find your strength. The prize is in the process. The process builds your character. And another thing that is really near and dear to my heart is neuroplasticity. And how that works basically is that our patterns that we have been recreating every day, every week, every month, every year of our life is creating our current outcome. And so with neuroplasticity, we have the ability to change our brain, create a new outcome day after day through changing our minds, that our mindset on a certain thing. When you don't feel like you want to set those phone calls, you can choose not to do it. But that's going to change the neural pathways in your brain before you do it. You want to talk yourself up and say, I love that. You want to do affirmations. So you're basically going to say, instead of like, oh my God, and you're dreading to do it and you're talking yourself down, you're basically wanting to say, I love making phone calls. I love picking up the phone and doing my sales calls. Like, you need to start telling yourself to do the opposite so that you start liking it and you start doing it. So basically, you're talking yourself up, you're getting into the opposite spirit, and you're going to do it anyway. You're going to pull yourself together, you're going to be your own accountability partner, and you also have that choice of finding an accountability partner. You can hire a coach, you can do that with you can do that to make yourself accountable if you cannot be accountable to yourself. Like having a power hour partner, and before you do your power hour, call them, and you guys can say, oh, okay, like this is my goal. You're gonna have to get together weekly. This is my goal weekly. And then every day you can talk to each other during your power hour. Okay, I'm getting ready to do my power hour. I'm gonna crush talking to the 10 people that I need to call today, or the emails that I need to send, or whatever income producing activities that need to be done. Okay, so what a power hour and accountability partner is not, is somebody that you call, you're frustrated, and you're just telling her all the issues, the negative things that are going on, why you don't want to do it. Like, yeah, you can do that, but your accountability partner, your power hour partner better say, girl, like you better pull your panties up, you better pull your pants up. Like, no, you're going to crush those calls. You're going to make those calls. Like, they're going to listen to you. They're going to have compassion for you, but they're also going to not excuse you to say, you know what, I'm not working today. I'm not going to make those calls. No, they're going to encourage you, and they're going to push you through so you can make those calls, because at the end of the day you may feel bad and worse than you did if you didn't do those things that you were supposed to do. And then you carry that weight into the next day of, oh, well, I didn't do it, I'm feeling bad, I didn't do my 10 calls, and so today you have 20 calls. You just put more work on yourself, and then you have that weight of that and the feelings that I didn't do what I set out to do. So your accountability partner has to be there to push you. And if you can't find somebody like that, I am offering $97 coaching sessions. They're time management, goal setting coaching, vision creation sessions to the first 10 people. And what you get is you get the time management, goal setting, vision, mission clarity session for an hour, probably will go into an hour and a half. And then you also will get accountabilities through email with me. So it would be weekly email check-ins and daily, and you being accountable with me. And like I said, I am not the coach that will sit there and listen to you complain and tell me reasons why you can't do something. I will listen to you. I will listen through you having a hard time, but I'm going to ask you, what are you going to do about it? Because we still have today. We still have to do those things that you need to crush today. So what are we going to do about it? And I'm going to encourage you, I'm going to push you so that you get to the next level. Because the last thing we need is somebody, an accountability partner, a coach, to coddle us and say, yeah, you know what, stay there. It's okay to cry. It's okay to stay stuck where you're at. And then you're never growing and you're staying in that same cycle. You need somebody that's going to have compassion and understand and really truly care what you're going through or what that thing may be. Like when my sister passed away, I had the book. I basically had to be accountable to myself, and it was like, yeah, I didn't want to get up. I didn't want to get out of bed. But I still did the minimum that I needed to do to push my goals forward. And so you just need somebody in your circle to do that. Another thing that I know a lot of people struggle with is we're slaves to our feelings. We're slaves to our emotions and our thoughts. And, sometimes I've always found it funny because I am a Christian feminist, so don't take this wrong of me talking about and find this to be sexist, but men and women, they are a little bit wired differently. Their brains are wired differently. Like what I've noticed is women, for us, is when we have something going on personally in our lives, we can get caught up in our emotions. If we get in a fight or argument with somebody on Facebook, like we are just like, oh my God, the rest of our day is ruined. We're like going at it. We're, freaking arguing, type warriors, and we let it affect us. And men, if they get in some type of tiff or argument, like they can tuck that away in some little box in their brain, and then they can be productive the rest of their day. And I'm like, dang it, like how the heck do they do that? And all it comes down to is we can do that as women as well. Like we can train our brain to do that. But one thing that I noticed for myself is that if somebody is mean to me, if they tell me like you can't do something, like you're not worth something, that gets me, that little like, okay, you're right, I'll show you. And that actually fuels me. So whatever it is that fuels you, get into that little area and work off of that area which fuels you. A really good lady, Dr. Carolyn Leaf, she is very, very knowledgeable in the neuroplasticity. The brain is amazing. She teaches that in 90 days you can change a habit. You can create a new habit, right, by replacing the old habit through repetitive behavior. She has a book and also a course called Switch on Your Brain, and it's a 21-day brain detox. And it really covers on us being fearfully and wonderfully made and to think on things from above. And it really puts the perspective of Christianity, what's in the Bible, and the science, and it meets it together, which I love about it. It meets the science of the brain and then what's in the Word and how God made us, and it's just a perfect combination. If you are struggling and you want to change certain habits, if you want to get self-disciplined, things like that, that's a good book. It's a good place to start. Another thing is your goal really has to drive you, because if you don't feel like doing anything, you won't. To be successful and accomplish that goal, you have to learn to keep the promises to yourself. How many times do we keep promises to somebody else? How many times, like if you're a mom and you're part of PTA, or you need to bake some goods, or you're volunteering for a nonprofit or a local organization, or you're helping a friend out. How many times are you hard on yourself and preparing before you're going to help that specific person? But then when it comes to yourself, you're like, you get a little lazy about it. And so that's what I mean by keeping the promises to yourself. Like, look at it as like you're making a promise to somebody else. That somebody else is you, though. It's who you become in the process of doing the hard things, not the easy feel-good things. So balance is not a concept of everything every day and a week being balanced. It is in the seasons. So what I have found, instead of trying to find balance week by week and overall in my life, I have looked at it in a different way. I looked at it in this season, this is what I need to do. In this season, the next season, that is what I need to do. And so, your seasons could be, a month. It could be quarterly. It could be for the year. We don't know. So you will have seasons of sowing, seasons of plowing, seasons of harvest, and seasons of rest. And so find joy in each season instead of seeing balance as a daily thing to accomplish. And if you just look at it as a concept of, sowing, plowing, harvest, and rest, you'll notice that when you plant an apple seed, how long does it need to be in there? How long does it take and then the plowing season, and then the harvest season, and then the rest season. Every single day of that whole process of bringing that tree to fruition, it's not saying that every day is a season of plowing or a season of sowing. It's broken down. It's broken down to the sowing, the plowing, the harvest, and then the rest. And so if you look at your year like that, you'll see that there's going to be months. There's going to be months that you're sowing. There's going to be months that you're resting and plowing and harvesting. And so it'll help you with this whole time management and goal setting, because then you're not going to seek balance. You're going to look at it as an overarching thing of what is it that I'm called to do in this season. So one time I was complaining, and I was like, oh my God, like I don't have enough time. I have this, and this going on, and I need to be doing this, and this. And a thought came to me, and it was like, what? And you know, I talk to Jesus all the time. So this was a thought that I know was dropped from Jesus, saying, what are you doing in this season that I have not called you to do? And that clarified everything for me. It clarified, what am I doing that he hasn't called me to do? And what do I need to drop so that I start doing the things that he's called me to do? And that helped so much. It helped tremendously. So I hope that is a little nugget, a golden nugget that can help you right now in this season if you're frustrated with what you're doing in your time and you know, you're overall reaching your goals. So I'm going to read this quote, but before I do, I kind of wanted to go over the planner. And so in the planner, basically we have like a yearly for 2018, and then we have a monthly area, so you can break you can kind of like break everything down through like monthly of what you need to do. Like for instance, I like to go and set quarterly conferences or events for myself. So whether that have to do spiritually, family, personal, and or business-wise, I make it a point every quarter to do some type of conference or event that can refuel me and give me that energy back to start crushing the goals in that specific area. So I kind of plan it out and I write it down in these monthly sections. And then right after the monthly section, you have the weekly plan. So you have an area where you can write down your weekly goals so that you can see them every week. You're just gonna have to transfer them from up in the front. And then it goes from 5 a.m. to 4 a.m. And this is how you're gonna map out your week. So basically, you're gonna get this weekly sheet and you're going to map it out. You're going to cross out this times that you're sleeping, your kids' activities, church, work, business, me time, family time, your morning routine, brushing your teeth, showering, coffee, journal, reading. You're going to write down all of that and you're going to block out that time because those are non-negotiable times that you need to be doing. And then the time that's extra and filled in, that's you know, extra time that you see that you could do other things or work more or spend more time with family. Whatever your goals are, you'll see that, you know, or if you need some more rest. And so this is the daily destiny plan. Every day is this page and it has the quotes. Confident looks good on you, rock it. And you have the daily destiny schedule. So from the weekly, you can go, oh, okay, what do I need to be doing Monday? Transfer it right here to Monday, and you have it right in front of your face that day. And then we have 3 most important to-do list in the AM, and 3 most important to do in the PM, because what I found is that you have important things that you need to do in the morning, the beginning half of the day, but then you also have the PM stuff that you need to do when the kids are in bed, when the house is silent, when emails and Facebook and the phone and everything else isn't going off distracting you. You have those things in the PM that you need to get done before you go to bed. So that's why I put 3 most in the morning, 3 most in the evening. And then I have an accountability section. Hashtag be accountable is not a goal setting section at all. It is accountability section. So you're going to have to be accountable to yourself. You're not going to lie in this section. This isn't a goal poster saying I'm going to wake up at 5 a.m. but then you really woke up at 7 a.m. No, you're going to write down exactly what time you woke up, what time you had your quiet time, exercise, your power hour, your bedtime, what did you work out? Did you do cardio? And then you're going to rate yourself. You're going to rate yourself like, yay, I did amazing. I didn't do so good. And I sucked today. I didn't even work out. And then you're going to have the eat healthy section, which you're going to write down what you ate for breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, and dinner. And then cross off how much water you have drank that day. And then a little note section to kind of if you have an idea of like, oh, I need to do this or I want to implement this in the be healthy section, then you can do that. And then I also have a delegate section right here. Delegate, you cannot do it all. You're going to delegate your work, your errands, your emails, calls, housework. Somebody out there can do it better than you. You can spend time on your income producing activities while somebody is doing the non-income producing activities, and they're doing it well. They're doing it probably better than you can. And if you're not at that place in your business or in life where you can afford to hire out help, you can trade. You can find a neighborhood kid, or you can find your children if you have children, and you could say, honey, during this season, this is what you're going to be doing, and you can pay them with, like a toy at the end of that season or whatever, or you can trade, services of your business with services of, them coming in and helping you in your household. So there's a to call section, to email, affirmation. I'm going to come back to that, errands, notes and ideas, and then I also have a mileage tracker section right here. Because I carry this book with me everywhere, this planner with me everywhere, when I'm doing business, traveling and things like that, I can track it all right here. And then at the end of the quarter, end of the year, when you do your taxes, it's all right here to just easily input, or you could total it out every 3 months and put it on a piece of paper. I just hate having business stuff all over the place, and it just made sense to put it in this book all in one place. So your affirmations is affirming your goals daily, and you're writing it down. And so an affirmation could be, I'm a woman on a mission with a vision to help 10 women launch a business in the next 90 days. And so whatever your goal is for the next 90 days, you want to put some type of motivating affirmation, speaking in, like you saying it. So there's that, and towards the end of the book, let's go over, after the daily destiny plan, after each week, you have, you have a section after each week that says reflect on your last week. This is last quarter because I'm at the end of the planner. But basically you're reflecting on your month, your week. Let me go back to the week because that's the quarter. So you at least seen the last quarter part. But okay, so this one says, reflect on your week. What did you do well? What can you improve? And then you review your destiny goal area and your execution plan. And then it's a new week. So you're going to design a new week. You're going to check your past week for undone tasks. You're going to go to the Master Destiny task list, business and personal. This week you must. You're going to write that down daily. I must. Create a weekly destiny plan. Design your most important for tomorrow. And then you're going to recommit all over again every single week. And I have a weekly menu plan. So if you're a mom or even if you're single, you have everything all right here of what you're going to have each week to eat. And then a weekly grocery list, food, and then toiletries and miscellaneous. And then let me go back here to the brain dump. These are divine downloads. I have a brain dump section back here because it just keeps it all in one place instead of sticky notes all over the place, notes in your phone, notes in your computer, in your email, and then a project destiny execution master list for, we have one for your business, project destiny execution for your business and personal. And this is how you can do it. So it's the project, it's the budget, the deadline, the project title, the project description, and then you have this way of breaking it down, or you have it that way of breaking it down. And then it has a section of what you're going to delegate in that project. So that was for business, but I also have a one for personal, which is the same exact thing, because what I found is that there's, you know, for us business people out there, we have a lot of personal things around the house that need to be done, and those kind of can just be pushed to the wayside. It's in your brain. You're thinking of it all the time, and then you're never writing it down to get that weight off of your back, to get that weight off of your mind, so you're clearly thinking. And so that's why I put the personal there. So if you have projects around the house that you need to do, paint the house, you know, garden, remodel, things like that. And then I have a section for the educators, the online course creators, the educators, the teachers, where it's actually an e-course project execution area. So you have your e-course name, your budget, your pre-launch date, launch date, e-course colors, e-course price, enrollment goal, e-course starts and end, and then the list building goal, and then your e-course description, your ideal clients, learning objectives, activities, guest contributors, and then if you're going to have a workbook, worksheets, video, step-by-step guide, webinar, Q&A, interviews, tutorial, other resources, and then a place for you to plan your actual course. So module 1 all the way to module 10, and then the 3 subjects that you're going to teach on in those modules. So, and then I have a Be Creative section in the back. If you're a creative person, you love drawing, or you just love, you know, writing, it's all right there for you. And this is one area that I love, is right here, books to buy, courses to buy, because school is never out for the leader. And I don't know about you, but I always see books that I want to buy. I always see courses that I want to buy, but I'm like, dang it, like, what was that course name? What was that book name? Because it's all over the place, you know? So what I did was I put that in the back of the book, so it's all in one place, and you can just transfer it every 90 days into the new book, just like you would with your goal area. So I hope that you guys got a lot out of this goal setting and time management workshop. And I'll be available if you want to get in on the $97 coaching, time management, vision, mission, personal coaching session with me, and then also to have me as your accountability partner. But I'm going to end with this. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly.